Okay, my lovely beautiful crochet family, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Angel, and of course from Simply Angel Tia. In this video I'm going to show you guys how to crochet this cute summer top here. So as you can see, this is something that is really easy to make. It's very simple, but when you do put it on, it looks absolutely beautiful, as you can see here in the pictures. This top is so easy to do, you guys. Will take just a few hours to make. You can start this in the morning, and honestly by the afternoon you have it on, and you can dress it up with either a skirt, a pair of jean shorts, and you're ready to go outside in the summer. Okay, all right, so if you're ready to work on this with me, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do for this top is we're going to do the bra cups. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do the bra cup. Obviously we'll do one on camera, and then we will complete the second one off camera, and then for the second part of this video we're going to be making the bottom part of the top. Okay, so to start the bra cup, we're going to do a slip knot to start our foundation chain. This is how I do my slip knot here. Okay, now that I have my slip knot, I'm going to do a chain of 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's my chain 15 here. Okay, and then to start the first row of the bra cup, and again I'm making the bra cup for an A cup. So if you're making it for a B, a C, a D, an E, F, whichever size you're making it for, then you will absolutely have to do way more chains for your foundation chain. So if you're following this along with me, it's because I'm making a small. If you're looking to make bigger, just increase your chains, I would say by about an increment of 3 to 4 for the next size up. Okay, all right, so to start the first row, I'm going to skip this first chain here, which is right after the hook, and then in the second one I'm going to do a half double crochet, but I'm going to go in the back of this chain and just pick up the back loop of the chain. Okay, just like that. Oopsie. And it's going to be hard to do the first one here, but it gets easier. And a good trick is to do your chains a little bit loose if you're going to be working especially in the back of the chain. If they're too tight, it will make it a little bit hard for you to work in the back. So just make sure your foundation chain is a tiny bit loose, not too tight but not too loose either. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and continue to do a half double crochet in each of the chain stitches going back towards where we started off here. Okay, so go ahead and do that. When you get to the end, come back and I'll quickly show you how to turn and continue this first row on this other side. Okay, so I have gone all the way to the end of this side of the chain here. And so at this point, if you count your stitches, you should have 14 stitches, because we did a chain 15 but then we skipped one stitch. So you should have 14 stitches here. And so I am going to go ahead and do one more half double crochet in that same stitch from the one I did previously, or the one I did just before this. So now I have 2 stitches in that same stitch here. Then I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to do 2 more half double crochets in that same stitch. So at the end of it, we're going to have 4 half double crochet stitches in the same stitch here. Okay, so now we're going to continue working on this side to complete the row. So my next is going to be to do a half double crochet in this stitch here, and I'm going through both loops of that stitch like this. Okay, just like that, and then I'm going to move on to the next stitch. Again, this side is going to be a little bit difficult to work with, but you just manage it slowly. If you have to change your hook to a smaller hook for the meanwhile, you absolutely can. But while you're starting your work, you just kind of make it loose so it's easy to work into them. But as you can see here, even with me, who is super careful to make sure they're not too tight, I'm still struggling to do my stitches on this side. So again, go ahead and continue to do this all the way until you come back to this end here. And when you get there, come back to the video and we will move on to starting the second row of this project. Okay guys, so as you can see here, I have completed this row completely. So this is how the first row of it looks like. Okay, and now to start our second row, I'm going to chain one, turn my work, and then we're going to work on this side and we're going to start our second row. And each row is pretty much a complete row to go around like this. Okay, so you going straight like this, not a complete row yet because you haven't completed the other side, so it has to go all around for it to be a complete row. Okay, now after I chain my one, I'm going to do a half double crochet right in the stitch right after the hook. Okay, and then we're just going to continue and doing half double crochet in the next stitch and in the next stitch and so on and so forth. And so just so you guys understand what we're doing on top, so this side we're going to flatten the work. So this side is going to be flatter, which is the part that goes right underneath your boob, and then this side is going to be more like a diamond shape on top, because this is the side that's going to be your strap that goes on top and then goes around your neck. Okay, so when you get to here, you're going to do 4 half double crochets in the same stitch, but with a chain one after the first 2, and then so on and so forth. So go ahead and get to here. When you get to here, I'll come back to show you guys how to do that, and then I'll ask you guys to pretty much do the rest of the bra until you attain your size. And when you have your size, then you can come back to the video so we can go ahead and move on to the next step. But I'm here now, so as you can see, I'm just getting towards the middle here. And I like to do the half double crochet stitches for my bra cup because it does create a more tight stitch, which makes it not too much see-through. If you want yours to be a little bit see-through, then you may want to go with like a double crochet stitch for a more looser look. But unless you want to put I guess a padding in it, if you're going to wear it like that, it's always good to start it off with a tight stitch to begin with. Okay, all right, so I have done my my final 14th stitch here, and so I'm going to go into this space here and do 2 half double crochets. So that's 1, 2, chain 1, and then 2 more half double crochets in the same stitch. There you go. And then I'm going to move on, and in the next stitch right here, I'm going to do my next half double crochet, and then another one, and then another one, and then you just continue to repeat this until, like I said, you have the size. Now if you're changing colors in between, which I will change my color here after my 3rd row, so this is my 2nd row here, I'm going to do another complete row, and then when I have my 3 rows, I'm going to change color and do a stripe of the green. So I'm going to show you guys how to do the change of color right now after this 2nd one. After that, I will just allow you guys to build up your work before you get to the end. Okay, so when I do change color, this is what I usually do. So I would go into my last stitch, and because we're doing a half double crochet, I'm gonna stop right here, and then I'm going to get my other color. So in this case, I'm using my green color to do a stripe of it. And so what I'm going to do is, and I'm not cutting this, but if I was actually changing color for real, I would cut this yarn somewhere here. But because I'm not done, I need to do one more row. I'm going to just take the green color and just take it in like this, chain 1, and then continue to work with that color. So this is what I would do to change the color. Okay, so and then you will just continue to do your half double crochets as normal, and then at the end you will be able to weave in your edges here. So that's how you change color. Okay, now because I'm not changing color yet, I'm going to remove this, and then after this last row that I'm going to do here, I'm going to change color, build up my top when I have the size that I'm looking for, which I believe I'm going to do about let's see, I'm going to do about 7 to 8 rows. And when I have that, I'm gonna come back to the video so we can look at how it looks at the end. We're going to do maybe a little bit of a half double crochet stitch right in the bottom to kind of make it straight, because it can, as you can see, it doesn't look too straight, but that's normal. Okay, so we're going to do another row here of half double crochet just to make it nice and round, and then we will do the second one offside, not offside but off camera, and then we'll go ahead and start the bottom part of the top. Okay, so go ahead and work on your top. When you get to the end, come back, we'll do the bottom together, and then we will move on to the next step. See you guys in a bit. All right, so I have gone ahead and completed about 9 rows of my bra cup here. So for those of you who haven't watched a video where I do tops, I usually do my tops a little bit larger in terms of coverage, because I like full coverage. But you could have probably stopped at the 7th row, 8th row, but in this case I did 9 rows just because I like that full coverage. And as you can see, this is how the green looks like when you put that accent of the darker green there with this super light green, almost like I don't even know what you call this color, but I really like it. I don't know what the color is because this yarn is a scrap yarn I've had for a while. I have no label, but it looks super nice how it goes together like that. Okay, so there you go. So this is how it looks like, and I'm going to do a row of the half double crochet in the bottom here just to make it looking nice. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to do a chain of 1, and then in that same stitch here I'm going to do a half double crochet just like that, and then I'm going to move on to the next stitch and do a half double crochet into the next space. And by the way, when I say stitch, there's not really definite stitches in the bottom here, but you just find a space where you can do a stitch and you do one there. Okay, and make sure you don't do it too scattered, and make sure you don't do it too like kind of tight or close to each other. Just kind of space it out so that they look like regular spacing of regular stitches. Okay. Okay, so we have gone all the way to the end of this bottom of the cup here, and that's where I'm gonna stop it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my yarn just right somewhere there. Okay, and then I'm going to fasten these off, and then that's pretty much that done here. Okay, so we have one cup done. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is go ahead and duplicate this for the second cup. Just do exactly the same. They should be exactly the same by the time that you're done. But when you're done your second one, come back to the video so we can look at it, just kind of make sure they're even, and then we'll go ahead and get started with the second part of the top. Okay, so see you guys when you're done your second cup. Okay, my lovelies, so this is the 2 tops bra cups here completed. The top is not completed yet. So as you can see, my 2 cups are done. I have cut off the yarn for we started our foundation chain on both, and then this is just kind of where I ended the projects. Don't worry about these little snubs kind of hanging here. We're going to be sewing this to the bottom of the top, so we can just kind of cover that at that time. But this is pretty much how your cups should look like. The one way that I check to make sure they're even is I put them kind of against each other like this, and then you just go around to make sure they're even. Okay. And if they're a little bit off, then it means you either reduced, you don't have enough number of rows per, or you did something somewhere that would cause it to be uneven. But this is pretty much how they should look like. Okay, now we're going to put our bra cups away so we can get started with the second bottom of the top. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so for the bottom of the top, I'm going to start with this color. We're going to do some stripes of the ivy green as well. But for now, I am going to be starting with this light green color. And of course, as usual, we're going to start it off with a slip knot, just like so. And then I'm going to do a chain of 100. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have my chain of 100 here. And the reason I did 100 chains, by the way, is because this is going to pretty much loop behind my back like this, and then with a little bit of a gap in the front like this. So this is how this top is gonna go. So measure the circumference of your waist, and then also the number of rows you're gonna end up doing on this side is going to be how long you want it to go down your your I guess torso. So if you want it to have full coverage to go all the way down to your waist, then you're gonna do that. If you want it to be kind of like a crop top, then you're gonna do the number of rows that is going to get that amount of size for you. Okay. All right. So for the first row, we're going to skip this first chain here, and in the second chain we're going to do a half double crochet in the back of this chain. So very similar to what we did with the bra cup. Okay, we're using the same stitch, so this is going to be something that is not too difficult for you, especially if you're a beginner. You don't want to keep changing stitches and doing different stitches. So yeah, so we're just going to do a half double crochet in the back of the chain all the way until we get to the end, and at the end we're going to have 99 stitches because we did 100 chains. We skipped the first chain we're going to do 99 stitches altogether. Okay, so just continue to do this until you get to the end. So this is how your half double crochet stitch should look like. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and completed the first row of this top. So hopefully you're in the same spot as well. And so we're going to move on to the second row, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm just going to chain one here, okay, and then turn my work, and then the stitch right after the chain one here, I'm just going to do my half double crochet there, okay, and then I'm going to move on to the next stitch and do my half double crochet stitch, and then you're just going to continue to pretty much do this until you finish the size that you're looking for this part of the top. Okay, so nothing changes. You're just going to continue to do this. When you go to the end, you chain one, so make sure you're going to the very end here, which is this final stitch here, and then you chain one, you turn your work, you continue to repeat the half double crochet stitch until you get the size that you're looking for. Now for me, because I'm changing and adding some of this green, a few stripes of this green, I'm going to do 10 rows of this color, okay, and then I'm going to do 2 rows of the green, and then I'm going to switch again and go back and do 2 rows of this color. Then I'm going to do one row of the green again, and then finally 1 row of this. So altogether I have 16 rows. Okay, so you're going to do whatever you want to do. You can alternate the colors the way you want to alternate them, but for me, I'm just making it nice and playful, so the colors are not exactly the same number of rows, but it's just how I wanted to do it. So if you're doing 1 row, then do until you get to the end. If you're changing colors, change the colors however you want your top to appear. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys go ahead and do the number of rows that you want for your top, and then when you have gained that number of rows, come back to the video. We'll see our work, and then we're going to go ahead and pretty much sew it together, do our straps for the cups to go around our neck, or the 2 cups to tie around our neck, and then we're going to do a strap for the middle. Okay, so that is pretty much it. When I see you guys, everything should be done except to put everything together. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so this is pretty much the length of the top that I'm looking for me. So like I said, I would do about 16 rows. This is my 16 rows here. And as you can see, this is how I did my colors as well. So I did these 10 rows. We started this first row together, and then I let you guys build up the top. So for me, I did 10 rows of this light color, 2 rows of the green, 2 more rows of the light, 1 color of the green, 1 color of that. Okay, so this is pretty much how mine looks like. One thing that I did while I was off camera as well is I just did 1 row of the half double crochet on each of these edges here, just to kind of tidy it up a little bit. So the reason I didn't come to show you how to do that is because that part is optional. You don't have to do it, but if you do want to do it, you can just pause the video here, go ahead and do that, and then come back to the video. If you don't want to do it, then you can just leave it like that. Okay, so now that we have our top completed here, we have our 2 bra cups completed, so it's just a matter of kind of putting it together. So what I will do here is, I think I'm gonna let this side with the stripes to kind of go down. So I'm gonna flip it like this. So this side is going to be the bottom of my top. This is the top of it, and then it's pretty much going to fold in like this. Okay, so as you can see, too, another mistake I made, I did too many rows of this. So if you line it up, as you can see, it actually goes off here. but it's okay. I don't mind that at all. So if you're going to do this, make sure you're not doing the stitches too close to each other. That way it doesn't create a wider edges. As you can see, this is the same thing with this side, but that's okay. I learned as well. So this is something that I will do different next time. I just don't want to frog my work and start that over, but you guys can correct it since you're working along with me here. Okay. All right. So I think I'm going to fold in my work like this, and this is pretty much how we're going to sew it together. So this cup is going to go right here, and it's going to sew to this front part, not the back. Okay. So this is going to be sewn in here, and this side is going to be sewn right there. Okay, so this is how your top is going to be like, just right like that. And then we're going to do the strap. So there's going to be one strap here of, let's say, about 60 chains. The same thing on this side that will tie to the back of your neck. And then we're going to do one strap right here that will just kind of put it together here. You can either do these straps to be long enough that you can kind of close the front, or you can just let it hang. So I'm going to do a long enough chain that if I choose, like I want to kind of shut this area up here to the front so that it has this lacy front, I can. If not, then I can just tie this section up here, and then this part of it stays open. So that is all up to you. Okay, so I am not going to do all of that on camera with you. You should have your darning needle, and what you're going to do is you're just going to line up this one of the cups to this side like this, and when it's nicely lined up, you just sew it together shut, and you do the same on this side. And then you're going to do the chains for your bras here. So you're just going to attach the yarn, do the number of chain that you require so that it ties behind your neck, repeat the number of chains on this side as well, and then we're going to do one chain here. So I want you guys to do all of that off camera, and then when you come back, I will show you guys how it looks like. If you're new to this, I have tops that I have done in the past where I needed to sew these things together. So go ahead and look at my top videos. Anyways, any video where I did a top, go ahead and look at that, and I will show you how to sew it together, even hats or anything like that. So you can just go see those videos to see how you can sew things together if this is your first time. But I assume you guys are not, this is not the first top that you're making, so you would know how to just kind of join your things together. Okay. All right. So go do that. I will see you guys when you have your top completed so we can look at it and review it together. Okay. All right. See you guys in a bit. Okay, my loves, so this is pretty much my top completed here. So as you can see, I did the straps to tie it up here. So I did them long enough so that you can weave it in here if you wanted to. And when I do the pictures for it, which I will insert right up here, I will do the straps up here to see how it looks like, and I will also have some pictures taken without having to shut this spot down. But for me, I did 90 chains for each of these here. So this is 90, this is 90. That way it's long enough for me to take it down here if I wanted to. And as well for the straps, I did the chains for each side of the bra cup. And I did 60 here, 60 here, and this is the part that will go behind my neck. Okay, so this is pretty much it here. So this top is absolutely beautiful. It's so cute for the summer. So hopefully you enjoyed making this with me. And again, thank you so much. Again, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so, and make sure you hit the notification bell. Make sure you like, comment, and share this video with your friends who may be interested in making something like this. Okay, all right, thank you so much, you guys, for staying all the way to the end of the video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Ciao, ciao.